Everything is going to plan. We are live, and now you are looking at you're looking at our kitchen. Um, Hi YouTube, we're back at this. This is pretty fun. It's kind of crazy to think that we're already at episode number 9. I'm trying a different kind of mic setup. Hopefully, streaming from my phone's going to work, and I don't know, like the viewers at home, like you're just gonna have to let me know how are the volume, like how's the volume, how are the visuals? Let me know there in the chat, and I'll find some kind of way. Like I've got to basically use 2 phones to do this. Um, I know, right? The bougie life here of having multiple devices, but hopefully this allows me to kind of view the chat? Question mark. I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe I have to do it through the phone itself. I don't know. No, I don't think it wants to let me do that. You'd think that just by going to my channel, it would say, hey, like you're currently live. And once you're there, oh, maybe that's going to work. If I just tap that, are we, is it happening? I don't know. Play, right? No, I don't want the premium for the time being. Is there a way to not do premium? Question mark. I don't know. The whole idea today is basically try something a little bit different. I've got this calendar. I can't view the chat at all, so I'm just gonna have to go on the idea that somebody's watching. And if you're like, hey, like he's on the internet now, yeah, that's kind of the point, right? I want to try something a little bit different. The whole idea of what the pivot is to lean into different things, lean into different challenges, and see which one is the one that I'm like, hey, like I can see myself transitioning from career teacher to now career insert thing here. And the one that we're exploring right now is content creation. So why don't we kind of dive into it today? The whole idea is to grab this calendar off the fridge. Now, this calendar's been here for time, and my wife and I have made it a personal challenge to my personal challenge, I should say, to figure out some of these recipes here. I really should have prepared for this better. But we're in March now, so I've already missed a few of these. Tomato soup with carrots. Do we have tomatoes? Do we have carrots? Let's see. Tomatoes and carrots. Check. Okay, that's good. So we could make tomato soup with carrots. Okay, that is an option. We can also look at the gluten-free strawberry shortcake. I already know that's not going to happen. We don't have strawberries. And we can go back to January's Philly cheesesteak sandwich, which also sounds pretty delicious, pretty delectable. Ribeye steak, green peppers, onion. We can do all of this. Actually, I'm leaning towards the Philly cheesesteak because yesterday I picked up a lot of croissants. So we might not do the hoagie rolls, but instead we'll swap out the bread. Okay, maybe that's what we're going to do instead. I got to find some way to see if I can actually see a chat. If anyone's even watching, I get a thumbs up. Thumbs ups are good. How's it going there, viewer from home? Is there a way for me to view the chat? How does this work? Top chat. Live chat. I want to see live chat because I want to engage with you. Bubblebee, welcome to the stream, Bubblebee. I see you. I just wish there was another way for me to preview this without needing to kind of go back behind the scenes. But let me see if I can take just a quick moment here to figure this out on my phone, on multiple devices right now. Crazy town. Now, you're going to keep trying to sell me YouTube Premium, but I don't want to do that just yet. Like, can I just not do that? Is that a possibility? You think, right? You think that I could just like pull up my own channel, kind of like you would in Twitch, and it'd be like, hey, he's live. And it does say live. And it does. And it works. Okay, this is good. I like that. All right. So I can see the chat now. I can see myself. Hello, Internet. And I think this is acceptable. All right, perfect. Now we're cooking, quite literally. So yeah, like let's try one of these recipes here. Okay, so again, really our options are Philly cheesesteak from January or the butter chicken from April. Yeah, we should do that. Serves 4. Philly cheesesteak here serves 2. I think that's going to work. I think we're going to run with the Philly cheesesteak. Let's try this out. And if you are there in the chat, let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you'd like to see happen, and I will do my best to look at the chat there, look at you at home, and also look at the food, and not try to burn this place down. Okay, for starters, though, I always want to make sure that we've got our ingredients, right? So for our Philly cheesesteak, what do we need? We are definitely going to need some peppers. Let's see here. What have we got? We got peppers. Perfect. Got a whole bag of peppers. Peppers. We've got mushrooms. Do we have mushrooms? We must have some mushrooms. Yes, we do. Good. All right. Mushrooms there. What else do we need? It says green bell pepper. I'm sure we'll be fine with green here. Onion. We need onion. Okay, we can do that. We'll probably also need some garlic as well. All right. So far things are just kind of moving along over here. And again, if you are in the chat and you're like, hey, is he turning into a chef now? Yeah, for today I am. We'll try something a little bit different. I've also got my my e-racer kind of swag on. Okay, so if you are into the world of electric unicycles, into one wheels, things that go zoom zoom but are also running on batteries, give some of these associations a look. Right. Anyway, quick little plug there. What else have we got? We need meat. So we're going to. The whole idea here is to improvise a little bit. So I know we don't have a giant block of meat, but what we do have is hot pot meat. Okay, thinly sliced, rolled up beef. I think this is going to get the trick done. Yeah, we've got all of our ingredients here laid out. I don't know, should I get some footage of this with the glasses? Maybe I should as well, right? Because the whole idea here is later I could take what we're doing now and cut up that footage, combine it as well with some of this hands-free footage here. Look, ma, no hands. And be able to create ourselves either a short or another little reel. Because the whole idea is that the content keeps creating more content. I think that's the whole idea. And then my glasses talk to me and they're like, hey, battery 100%. Okay, so what do we need here? We got some meat. I think the first thing we should do is probably boil out some of the blood from the meat there, right? Keeps a nicer flavor, nicer texture. Let's get that going. Let's boil some water. And if you are, again, watching live at home, let me know how the volume is there, right? If you're really, like, I can't hear the guy, or it's picking up way too much ambient noise, especially with stuff like water. Let me know how it is in the chat. But here we go. We're making a Philly steak croissant. Maybe that's what it is. We'll improvise a little bit. I think we also don't have provolone cheese. So whatever cheese we've got, that's going to do. It's probably going to be cheddar. It's not quite right, but at any rate, let's get this going. Let's get this boiling. And yeah, if you are also looking for a quick, right, these are not, going to be 5-minute meals simply because we're talking, we're yapping, we're taking our time, and we're breaking down this recipe here. Heat butter over medium, high, and large skillet. Clearly, that is not the first step that we're following. So we're going to take some liberties with this stuff. But hopefully the end result is going to fit within the hour here, and it's going to look pretty good. Right? It's going to be your improvised Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. And also hopefully not too hard to make too. So yeah, we're going to get that meat going. Maybe what we can do in the meantime, though, is wash and cut up our vegetables or vegetable. I think I'm talking way too close into the mic now. But yeah, I know for folks who are currently in high school, you are now on March break, right, which is the spring break of colleges and universities. So hopefully you are having a good time. There's also a lot of folks who are currently in Japan right now, whether they're part of a school trip or an independent trip with their folks. Again, traveling is awesome. And traveling is best done when you're young. More excuses come up as you get older, as to why you can't travel, and What's holding you back from seeing the world? Do we need to follow these instructions? Okay, let's just take a quick moment here. All the water is just boiling. If we throw the cap on, it's going to boil faster. All right, that's how this stuff works. And the reason why we're doing this is just to boil the blood out of this meat. Right? Some folks like that kind of flavor, and this time we're just going for, not that flavor. That's what we're going for. That's my little trick. One that I learned from my wife. So let's see here. Philly cheesesteak. It's going to be in the same skillet, heat oil, brown the steak until medium well to your liking, season with salt and pepper, and then basically assemble. Okay, so there's a lot of instructions here, and I think later on when we assemble the video, you're not going to have me just read this out to you. It's a little silly. You just quickly, boom, right, snapshot, and then you can see what this is all about. And again, I'm going to take some liberties with this as well, and I'll let you know along the way what we're taking liberties with. How are we doing here with this boiling water? Boiling water, just boiling away. Excellent. All right, we've got our pepper. Let's put this aside. Where's our cutting board? Cutting board's over here. I had another cutting board out earlier. What did I do with it? Oh, it ended up in this area. That's all right. So we got our cutting board. We got our mushrooms. Okay, we got our pepper. We got our garlic. I'm going to find some way to keep this chat open. Maybe when I prop this up against like my water bottle. That's what I'm going to do. Prop this up against the water bottle. Perfect. So yeah, hopefully you are doing all right too. Okay, if you are from home and if you're about to have lunch, then hopefully your lunch is going to be even tastier than mine here. But appreciate you spending a little bit of your lunch hour here with me. All right. Meanwhile, water's still boiling away. We've got our onion. Let's take a look over here at the camera, see if everything's cranking along. Yes, it is. It's cranking along. This is good. This is excellent. So yeah, hump day. We made it halfway through the week. All right, just a few more days to go. And it's the weekend again. Weekend. There we go. Took a little bit to free that up. How are we doing over here? All right, we're getting there. Okay. Yeah, but right now the whole idea is just to dice up everything. Now, I like a lot of mushrooms in my Philly cheese steak sandwiches. And the best part is these sandwiches basically exist in every culture. Right? If you think of the concept of the hamburger, where you've basically got buns, bread, and then you got meat, isn't that basically the same thing as the taco, which is the same thing as the shawarma? It's just meat and bread. Right? It works. And the Philly steak is no different. It's more meat and bread. So yeah, just washing up these vegetables here. Mushrooms technically are a fungi, right? Maybe I don't need all these mushrooms right now, but I'll throw them into a pasta later. Mushrooms are in poo most of the time, right? That's literally where they come from. Poo mushrooms. Nice. The more you know. All right. Clean hands, very important. But here we go. Back at it. We're going to start opening up this pepper. I wonder if the microphone picks up at all on the music or on the water from the aquarium behind me here. But yeah, hopefully not too loud. Yeah, but if you are tuning in while you're on March break, hopefully your March break's going well. Everything is a-okay. If you're traveling, you're enjoying where you are, you're spending your life savings on collectibles and knickknacks and all the good stuff. And just like, I guess, any other area of expertise, having the right tools really makes a difference, right? In terms of making your culinary experience a little more agreeable, a little more enjoyable. Just doing this to pull the chat back up again. Okay, if we just go back to live here. There we go. Now it shows me wearing the glasses again. Perfect. Okay, yeah. So far so good. We're cleaning out the pepper. How's our water here? We're almost there at a boil. Let's crack this open then. Oh, this is a little stronger than I thought. All right, this is why I like hot pot meat. I think this is about a portion here for one person. That's already plenty of meat. But we're just going to throw that in here and just boil away the blood. There it is. And the rest of you can go back into the freezer here. Please close. All right. That's a good thing with beef too, is like you still want to exercise care when it comes to food prep and making sure that surfaces are clean. But beef doesn't give you as much of a scare with salmonella as, say, like chicken. But here's me with my knife fork. Let's just move this over here. I did an okay job. Take a moment to explore these peppers here. So far, we're just browning the meat a little bit, but hey, peppers are looking good. Let's take a moment to see what's going on in here. I think we're pretty much done. Yeah. It all happens real quick. That's the great thing. Doesn't take long once you've got a little bit of momentum here going. And of course, we're probably taking much longer. Oh, knock some magnets off the ground here, onto the ground. We'll deal with that later. That is a problem for future Drew. But I think this is good. All right, there we go. And our meat now is properly, all right, look at that, ready to go. I'll move that into our skillet a little bit. Of course, I can make a bigger portion here, but currently just cooking for one. All right, let me move that over. Put that up there for the time being. All right, so that's plenty of meat, I think, for our sandwich. We're now going to chop up some of our peppers. We can save the other half for later. All right, how should we go about this? I think like so. We'll just go thinly sliced. I think that's the way to go about this. There we go. Watch your fingers. All right. Okay. I mean, the slices can be a little thinner, could be a little more elegant, but the whole idea here is it gets the job done. and to just keep on cooking, keep the fire going. Keep a low heat here. All right, let's get some mushrooms going in the meanwhile. Yeah, folks, if you're just tuning in, hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good March break. And if you're not on March break and are currently working, hope the workday is off to a good start. Hope the work week is not too stressful, and that progressing. There's a saying that I learned from my wife, and it is day up. You know, if there's some kind of movement, some kind of momentum where you're day upping, that's good. You're not day down. I think day down would be quite depressing. I guess in our day and age, the expression would be down bad. Or to be down bad is to be day down. That's a disaster. I want to make sure to not use a metal tool in that skillet there. And if we keep the temperature low, right now is a good time. So far we just got, we've got our meat, we've got our mushrooms, we've got our peppers. Let's get that moving around. We're going to put a little butter in there. And yes, we store our butter in a bag. There's got to be a better system for that. Just grab a little bit of butter here. Again, just keeping it low heat. Starting to smell good. We'll get a little bit of black pepper, white pepper, sugar, sesame, black sesame. What's this seasoning? Black pepper. There we go. Just a little bit. Just a little dash. Yep. Nothing too aggressive. Because we can add other sauces, right? And that's the same thing with folks who, season the heck out of everything with salt. There's going to be a lot of salt in your sauces and in all the other things you're going to add to. So I think just a dash of butter or a dash of pepper, and then you're good. Don't overcook it. All right, we're just going to keep this on the absolute lowest heat here because we're almost done. From this point forward, it's just cheese and or assembly and cheese, and then let it melt. But there you have it. We're going to put our block of butter back into its little bag. But I hope you're doing well. I'm just going to come back here again and see what's popping with the camera. Yeah, everything's looking correct. There are people watching. I love it. I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. And while that's just cooking, there's a chance for me to get my compost going. And hopefully everyone here composts. And if you don't compost, you should probably start. But there are other things, there are bigger issues. If composting is not one of them, I understand. Everyone's got their struggle. Everyone's got something going on. And I say, hey, we should care about the environment. And you're like, nah, I got bigger problems right now, more immediate problems. Well, the environment's kind of a big problem too, yo. We're kind of screwed. We're in trouble. We're struggling. But yeah, everything's looking all right over here. All right, just low heat. Now, as for a barbecue sauce, my recommendation is this one over here, Sweet Baby Ray's. There you go. That's the one I'm a fan of. But if you like other sauces, then by all means, use your favorite barbecue sauce. I'm sure there's a designated Philly cheesesteak sauce too. And again, I'm probably doing it incorrectly. I should probably cut this up and cook the rest of it. I should probably do that within the day. All right, I think we're almost done here. Yeah. And the trick is I just look at the mushrooms. Okay, if the mushrooms are still like super white, then it's like, nah, not ready. But if they're a little gray, if they've got a little bit of, I don't know, there's just like there's a texture. For folks who like mushrooms, if you don't like mushrooms, then you're like, what is he talking about? I'll never eat that stuff. But no, I do consider myself a bit of a fun guy, hence, fun guy. Well, I realized that I've never taken a video a single time through this whole thing. So I should probably, hey, Meta, take a video. And now the glass is just going to turn on. You're supposed to, at least. Hey, Meta. Where did you go? I don't know. There's just a red thing. What does that even mean? Well, hello. Hey, I think we're back. A moment ago, it was just all like sad panda. But I think now we're recording again. So at least now we're back in the kitchen. And I think this is pretty much done, right? Which is good. Yeah, perfect. And then we can just kind of plate that up, get our croissant ready, right? And then add some cheese. We can throw it in the oven, but that requires kind of turning up and preheating everything. So maybe we just nuke it very quick. When in doubt, Chef Michael to the rescue. Chef Michael. Think about that while I quickly wash this cutting board. Who is Chef Michael? And how will Chef Michael come to the rescue? This and more right after the break. Good catch. All right. Perfect. So let's put our block of butter away. Why are you stubborn? There we go. That's my first video with the glasses for this cooking extravaganza. But Bumblebee, I hope you're having an excellent day. Anyone else watching at home, I hope you're also having an excellent day. And no, this is not supposed to take a whole hour to make one sandwich. We are taking our sweet time. We are yapping along. Yesterday, I did get this gigantic bag of croissants for $5. So part of the inspo for today was to make use of all these croissants, all this bread, all these carbs, which is one of your 4 macronutrients, by the way. Because while we're talking about science, or while we're talking about food, we might as well talk a little bit about food science as well. And when it comes to macronutrients, you've got 4, right? You've got your carbohydrates, you've got your lipids, also known as your fats, you've got your proteins, and finally you've got your DNA. So the more you know. What happened to my knife? I had a knife. Oh, crap. Well, let's wash it. Let's dry it. And now we're doing over here. Everything's still on ultra low heat. There we go. Just that little butter. It goes the distance. Makes all the difference. And you got just that little, I forgot the onions. Shucks, and the garlic. Oh, well, that's all right. But for all intents and purposes, we got this going here. I need to smell the food like a professional. I do. But I just know that it tastes good, Bumblebee. I just know that it tastes good, even though we clearly skipped 2 ingredients. We skipped the onions, which we could probably throw back in there. And we skipped the garlic as well. And some might say that's the ultimate shame, but I am getting kind of hungry. And I'm just happy with my 3-ingredient sandwich. Mm-hmm. I'll try not to miss the cheese though. I feel like in North American cooking, cheese is everything. Okay, there we go. We don't want to rip it entirely, but we want to still have the ability to kind of fold it over. So really, it's all about these ingredients here. Okay, there we go. This is the moment. We gotta wafting. Oh, we're gonna make a video. Look at that. Clearly not acting, enjoying my time, or making food. But this is what we're going to be putting on. I think really what we should be throwing on are the onions and the garlic too. But in the interest of time, we are just going to plate this up nice and full here. There we go. And the presentation matters, so we're going to work on that. There we go. Okay. All right, let's take a moment here to plan this out a little bit, right? For the gram, I guess that's the point. Let's see. Meat's going to go there. I think if we were to place the mushrooms strategically like this and use the peppers for accent, then we are set. And then we'll say, hey, Meta, take a video. And Meta clearly still doesn't want to listen. Oh, it's listening. Hey, Meta, take a video. Oh, sad. Hey, Meta, take a video. Come on, come through. Clutch up. Yeah. This is what we've been waiting for. Right? So I think this is looking all right here. We'll put the mushroom there. I think this is quite satisfying, I think. There we go. Sauce it up. And I think we can call it a day, guys. Oh, we also still want a little bit of cheese, right? Yeah, let's sauce this up a little bit first. Oh, come on. I don't want to overdo it. There we go. There, that's coming together, folks. Mustard. Oh. Not on this one, I don't think. I think the whole idea of the Philly cheese is to have that kind of gravy, right? That kind of feel. Less of a honey mustard kind of sandwich. Right? And I think that I'm actually pretty happy with not putting cheese on my sandwich today. But I think if we were just to kind of take a look at what we've assembled together, I might say, hey, this could be quite delicious. I think this is what we built together. There you go. Hopefully that won't slide off. I don't know. Thumbs up, maybe. We're going to cheese it. And ideally, just kind of fold the bread over, toast it a little bit. But I think the idea right now is to, in the interest of time, Chef Michael it. Call on the help of Chef Michael. And you're like, who is Chef Michael? We've been talking about this individual for some time now. Who is this legendary Chef Michael? Well, this and more in a moment. We're going to cheddar it. I think that's what we're going to do. Where is our knife again? I always throw you into the sink prematurely. There we go. It means too early. Good stuff. I agree, Bumblebee. I think this would be a very good stuff sandwich. I look forward to sharing this with my wife and letting her know, hey, we did it. It's not quite the sandwich from the picture, from the calendar, but it is a sandwich made with love and clearly not requiring a whole lot of effort. Like really, it's just put things together, right? That's really the whole mission. The whole mission is just to put things together and clean up after yourself after you're done. But there's our sandwich there. Now we're going to throw this into We're going to call on the help of Chef Michael. It requires us to get a plate. I get a bloody mess over here. And you're like, Chef Michael, who? Tell me more. Let me present to you folks. Okay, we're going to plate that. I present to you Chef Michael. Chef Michael wave. Exactly. And we're just going to nuke it very quickly here, maybe 15 seconds. And I think that's it, folks. That's the sandwich. Let's take a look over here. Is that a tree pose? That's a tree pose. Thank you, Bumblebee. Thank you for encouraging me. Your encouragement is what keeps me going. Really. I think that can be said for a lot of people who make content. You know, if you're putting yourself out there, like there's always I do it for the joy of it. Like I do it because it's fun, and it really is. But there's also a part of you as you're putting yourself out there that you're like, hey, like I want some feedback. I want folks to like this, or I want folks to, let me know what they don't like so I can make it better. And Bumblebee, I think it's people like you, for sure, who keep me motivated, who keep me going. So thank you. Now, with that said, I think our sandwich is done. Now, how long did we take? We took like half an hour to do this, but clearly don't need to spend that much time to achieve these results. And let's look at our finished product here. All right, so I'm supposed to smell it, but all I smell really is bread and sauce. But let's take a look at this together here. So here's our sandwich. But there you go. Oh, we can melt it a little longer. Let's try one more time. We want this to really melt. When it's still a big block, it's nothing fun to look at. You want to see the block. You want to see the melted cheese. Yes, we're going to run it back. But yeah, I think this would actually be perfect time to wrap things up and say, hey, like let's listen to, let's do a little assessment, right? What was the quality? Could you hear me well? Visually, what's the video like? Is the meal pretty easy to prep? Hopefully you will feel that it is. And let's take a look at our cheese here. Have we achieved? There it is. That's what we're after, folks. All right, so our croissant is back now. There it is in all its glory. Okay, but it's all about peeling it back to reveal what's inside. And that's what's inside. All right, we've got cheese, you got peppers, so you got mushrooms, we've got meat. There you go. Thumbs up. So yeah, that's the win. That's the adapted recipe there from the calendar. And yeah, we'll take it. We'll try it out. I'm just going to wait for this to cool down a little bit. In the meantime, I can clean up. We'll try out the sandwich and then on with the rest of our day. Yeah, folks. Thanks for spending a little bit of your Wednesday here with me. Again, we're trying new locations, trying new things. And again, this could be a mainstay moving ahead. This could be a one and done. We tried it, we had fun, or we tried it, we didn't like it. Either way, won't know till we give it a go. And I think at the heart of it, that's really what the pivot. Right? What the pivot is, leaning into different things and seeing where we eventually stick the landing. So I think, we think we're going to give this a little try here, see how this sandwich stacks up. I think it's still really too hot still. Maybe still a little too hot, but we're going to try it. Well, oh, no. It's very hot. But all the flavors are there. The croissants are being a little mushier than I would like. Yeah, I think that's the mistake. Like you would want a drier or a fuller croissant. When it starts to get warm, it starts to get mushy, and that together, I think, with the cheese, just kind of like it just kind of flattens it. So loses a little bit of texture there, but in terms of the flavor, though, all the flavors of the Philly cheese are there. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you need to add extra salt because between the butter, which already has some salt in it, as well as the sauce, you're pretty covered. Well, I have it. We fed ourselves. My wife would be very proud of me. And like, wow, finally had something that wasn't protein powder. Good job, honey. Good job. I should store these in a different way. How do I store them? I don't know. I'll figure this out after. Well, I think that's it, folks. If you're still watching, know that I appreciate you tuning in. I think it's a nice little spot to pack things up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Tidy up. What's the rest of the afternoon look like? Probably learn some new techniques and keep experimenting with the video side of things. And then, yeah, do another one of these live streams this week. Maybe one that's focused a little bit more on fitness and movement, and just keep trying. All right, as always, folks, I appreciate you tuning in. Hope the rest of your day is awesome. Have a great one. Until next time, be kind.